It's finals day here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, and we have a big heat with Gabriel Medina taking on the surfer representing Portugal, Frederico Morais. Frederico holds a perfect head-to-head record against Gabriel. This is their third heat. We'll see if Medina can get one back. Gabriel's been looking very sharp through the earlier rounds. Frederico, he's been really surviving throughout this event with some low heat scores, but we know after seeing him at Jeffreys Bay switch into gear, going from dropping some of the lowest numbers in the event to putting up some of the biggest scores that we saw all last season. So he's a guy that can really turn things around, Pete. Level above Frederico so far, but it has to be said, I think the conditions today will really suit the man from Portugal. Let's see what he can do. Nice big section to get started. Huge roundhouse cutback to set up another carve. Hacking into that open face once again. This wave's going to flatten out for a moment, but it is going to stand up nicely here on the inside. What kind of a finish can he put on this ride? Just banks it into that lip. I think he's got to be careful. You know, I think it was solid, but he's got to be careful. The explosive power of Medina will really create a point of difference. Frederico's got to dig in a little harder than that.
Pretty good number there for Fred.
Solid start to the heat, 6.17.
You know, and I think a lot of that came down to, we haven't seen a lot of that roundhouse cutback and then the attack back going the other direction. But look at this, all the way around and then bang. I mean, that is hard to do. He kept that rail engaged the entire time. And one of the things that the judges did ask is to engage that rail on the bowl and extend that rail all the way through the maneuver, which he has done. So I think that's why we see that number go up into the 6 range. Again, nice turn on the finish there, but then he felt the little crease, that buckle, a little crack sound. It's such a bummer sound to hear.
Well, he's looking at another wave here. Medina doesn't even glance at this lump of water because he knows he wants to get a big score on the board. Fred, on the other hand, happy to back up that 6.17. Has some speed as he hammers down the line. A well-placed float. And he has really come to finals day with some extra form as he drives up into the bowl once again. And this has been a solid ride with a big finish. Just over 18 minutes to go. And Fred is going to pull away.
Every board's going to be a slightly different, but if they're not extremely different, then it's going to be an easy adjustment. And it feels like Freddie's had that easy adjustment. Again, great glide through these first few sections. You know, he had to keep that momentum down the line, so he couldn't really change direction with the surfboard, but it's finally, when he could, he went for it. And this wave gave him some sections all the way down the line, and that's what those smaller waves will do. They'll give you the opportunity, even though they're smaller, they'll give you the lip, they'll give you some sections, and they'll give you multiple sections.
But Medina's going to click into gear at some point here. He's going to take a ride. Here he goes, using his priority. Let's see what kind of score he can drop. He waited a long time for this wave, up into that first section.
Man.
And devastating on the backhand. Again, the wave stands up, and Medina delivers another solid hit on the bowl. So there's those more high-impact turns on the outside. Can he finish this ride off? If he does, I think we'll be looking at a score maybe in the excellent range. Well, the lip just throws him back down on the flat water there, but he stands tall on his board, rides out of that wave well. And plants it on the inside, and that's going to feel good. Great composure under pressure, and the size of those moves on the outside should push this score pretty high. In confidence at the moment, Medina not afraid to get tangled up with that white water. Fred's been a little more out on the open face. Medina's up again now, and he only needs a 4.34 to get himself into the lead. Beautiful connection with the lip there. Seamless as he floats down the line, gathering speed out of that turn to set up this inside track. He'll drive up into the lip once again, get that board vertical, and the crowd eating up this performance from the goofy footer. A 4.34 required. I thought he put those turns together pretty well, Pete.
And how hard is this? Again, standing up while you're going down the face. It is a backpack full of rocks to get to your feet, and then he releases it. And this section here, beautifully timed again, being able to come underneath it and project out into the flats. That's almost, you know, 2 maneuvers in one in a sense, because it's a transition move. And then, of course, making sure that he finishes strong, which he does, that vertical hammer. And going to be right there, equal with Frederico's best wave.
But 1 minute and 40 seconds to go here. And Fred's going to make a move. This might be his last shot at it. Chasing an 8.74. Has to be more explosive on the outside. A transition turn to get to this second piece of water. Tags it nicely, but he's got to mix it up now. Big hack off the top. That's a bit more like it. Again, goes to that rail. Even getting the fins above the lip there for a moment through that arc. Solid surfing, but just reading Fred's body language, Pete, do you think he believes he got enough to turn this heat?
But I just, feel like there was a maneuver on that outside section that, it needed to be a little bit more dynamic. And again, that's where the forehanders, they have to kind of drive down the line. Again, that transition move there, he connects with the lip. Same thing here. This is where this wave really started to get interesting, is these two arcs back to back. Those were on edge, and he did finish strong. I mean, I feel like it's going to be his best wave. But going to an 8.74, I feel like it just lacked just a little bit.
And Medina, as a result, is going to steal the victory here in the last quarterfinal and take that last place in the semis. He's on his way to his best ever finish here in the Rip Curl Pro.
Fun heat, especially Frederico getting that last opportunity and producing the surfing just a little bit short.